is that Aquaman has a new name. Has an official name, I should say. And that's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Now, this account, which is New God Gary, the parademon, he actually quoted the storyboards. Okay. Ryan, do you want to read that for us and give us a little narration on that?
Well, now you made it smaller. Yes. In the oceans, Aquaman and Mera bring the final kingdom of seven, the unseen, into their alliance. For the first time since Atlantis sank, it is once again united. Back to you.
So this at least gives you a hint about where the story is going to go in these storyboards. And there's an altercation that they have as well. Later on in the storyboards, it talks about how Arthur has pretty much he has to take on the leader of the unseen. So this is really. Was it?
I was like Zeus.
Zeus, yeah.
Which is Citroen will play that.
Citroen, yes. Citroen will be playing that character. No. And so we see a little bit about what the story is going to be about and where the story, originally kind of came from. And so I think the idea that, obviously Queen Hippolyta is going to be in Wonder Woman 3. And if Connie Nielsen's saying that, then why, otherwise, so she's going to be in the movie. So it kind of makes you wonder, now we have these movies being made without these certain people influencing how it's going to be developed, right? And we know that Zack, when it comes to like The Flash, for instance, Zack and Debbie are executive producers on that movie. And Zack's VFX team is working on that movie. So there has to be a bit of like, hey, where he's going to have a little bit of, he has some influence on what's happening over there. He can't not at this point. But it makes you wonder if that same kind of thing is happening when it comes to Wonder Woman 3 and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Do you guys think that these films are going to have a more of a loose connection to Zack's movie, or you think there'll be no connection at all? Anthony, what do you think?
I think there's going to be a loose connection, at least a loose connection. I mean, just look at that. Scroll up. Look how much different that looks than the original Aquaman's publicity shit. Like it's what the fuck you call it?
It's dark water.
Dark water. A darker.
It's
got like teal.
It's almost black and white. So like that's obviously can't wait for Pitbull to. Yo,
Ryan loves the Pitbull.
Pitbull song in the movie was horrible. If anybody liked that, I feel sorry for you. It was out of place. It felt weird. I was like, "What the fuck am I watching now?"
Actually,
just turned into Fast 12.
Yeah.
Fast 12. Actually, we actually have video footage of Anthony when that scene came on. Here it is, right here.
Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god!
You have lost my respect, sir.
He's like, I love Pitbull. Fuck yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was one of the worst parts of the movie, but still.
Yeah.
So, but I loved how in this tweet he referenced the storyboards. Yeah. And if you guys haven't done so yet, check out the storyboards. Really cool story. And like I said, it gives you a little glimpse into what this would have been. But what I like about this idea, at least the Lost Kingdom, is that from what we can tell, he's referencing what they came up with initially on these storyboards. It's not like, Aquaman, he's going to go fight against, one-on-one against Black Man. It's not going to be called like Aquaman versus the Manta. You're just like, okay, this is a whole new story that they're going to develop, whatever. No, it seems like he's like, hey, so now that these bozos are out of the way, let me kind of go with what we were going to do originally, So I'm excited for it. I really am, because I want to see what kind of movie they can come up with. All three of them, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, without those people being in the way.
Also, if James Wan was, if Wan was really serious about that,
if he wanted to,
if he wanted that, if he was really like, shut the if he was like really into that trench movie that just disappeared, I think you'll see a little bit of that in this. I think he'll throw some of that in there. If he was really on board,
some cool ideas,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like if like remember they announced and everybody was like, "Who asked for this? We want this." this was before Zack Snyder Justice League got now. So we were just like, yo, we would rather have. Nobody wants the trench, but if he was really into making that movie, which he wasn't going to be the director, but executive producer and writer or whatever. If he was really into that idea of the trench, I think he'll throw some of that into this.
Sure,
I think so. I mean, he threw a lot of it into the first Aquaman. Yeah, there was a whole scene. And look, say what you want about the idea of a trench movie, good or bad, whatever. I don't care. The trench scene in Aquaman, that was fire. That was like that was one of the best scenes of the whole movie.
yeah.
That shot where he dives down. Yeah, and they're just coming down after him. I was like, wow. It was the first shot of that movie where I was like, it just gave a grand scope. You know what I mean? You're just like, holy shit. There's so many of them, it was really cool.
Yeah.
And yes, as Ryan said, visually it was very cool. But apparently thematically or storytelling wise.
Making a whole movie about that, I don't know how palatable that would be. So
how do you?
They don't even talk. Like,
how do you write a screenplay for that? It's like, is it going to be like 10%, like 90%?
It's like if you made a movie full of tauntauns.
How do you? Yeah.
And you'd call the movie Tauntaun.
The first marker.
Yeah, I don't know how wide of an audience that would really interest. Okay, yeah, people liked this scene, but can you really get people to be on board for a whole movie?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it was something that they put out there because they knew that they didn't have shit, and they just said, "Hey, we're looking at it, doing a trench movie. That's more content."
I think they were just throwing shit at the board, kind of like
the blank man.
The blank man. I think they were just saying what sticks, and they didn't. And so they're like, well, New Gods in the Trench didn't stick. Gotta go.
Mm-hmm. Would have been. It probably would have, but still,
but still,
that's a it's people love that scene. Let's make a whole movie out of that. As thousands of times per day. Somebody tweets out, release the Snyder cut, but we're just going to do the trench, though.
The trench.
Let's
release the trench
cut.
Hundreds
of thousands on the trench, millions to make this movie. Though there's 10 times.
I don't know, Toby. He seems to have a pretty good idea.
He knows the business. He knows the business. And if anyone tells you, he knows the business, that's usually it's like, okay, this isn't going to go too well. Now, Integrity 101 has a really good point here. And let's see, where is it at here? Ryan, will you read this for me, please?
Zach is back. And will he direct Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 starring Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill? Zack Snyder's Justice League is relaunching the Snyderverse. This is the first big do-over in cinematic history.
And I hope you're right. I really do hope you're right, because if that's the case, then that's freaking awesome. I love the way you read that. That was so...
Yeah.
There's no good reason to believe that the Snyderverse will not continue. In my opinion, it's obvious, or it's been obvious for years, but it's far beyond obvious at this point. ZSGL 2 is inevitable. Batman v Deathstroke also.
It's inevitable.
What is ZSGL?
ZSJL.
You said ZSGL.
I didn't say that. Liar.
Zack Snyder's Green Lantern too?
Zack Snyder's Green Lantern. That would be really cool.
But it wasn't what Anthony was saying.
Yeah.
I'm under.
Okay, get your story right.
Damn it. Got the wrong person. Sorry, Anthony.
Let me see. Do I have the? There was a thing about that too. I don't know where it went. I'll forget.
There wasn't a thing. Just read the copy. I mean, copy's good.
It's like restoring the Snyderverse is like Warner Brothers just like waking up in the morning and money just dumping down into their lot. That's exactly what.
But it's like what they're doing. They go out to the lot with shovels and they scoop it up and they throw it at Disney. We don't want you.
Yeah, exactly.
Take our scripts. We're not using these.
Won't you do it to a Marvel movie? Ha!
So here's a tweet from Ohio Dave, and he said, "The roots of the nightmare." Yeah. And it shows Jeff Johns, Kevin Sujihara, and Toby Emmerich. Now, here's the thing, though, is that though Toby Emmerich is still there,
do you think that roots has something to do with trees?
I think it does. No, but these two guys are not going to be there to try to influence and change things around anymore. Because now he's not even around anymore, and he's in a totally different capacity. He's still there, but he's not, he's on the way out. And so, with that being said, the roots of this nightmare, it seemed to be over, but let's hope that that's the case. And if that's the case, then I hope that these filmmakers are allowed to make the movie that they want to make. And look, if you ask me, I really hope that it connects to Zack's universe, because, we all know, even the interview that he gave with Matt Miranda, Lightcast, he says he wants to do it. On this one right here, he says that he has no hesitation, that he wants to continue the Snyderverse. And I don't see how you would. What the fuck? You're mocking me, aren't you? What?
Yes, I was. He got it.
What were you saying?
When I was talking about the roots. His whole thing, he brought it up.
No, okay, yeah.
He was talking about the roots. Now, do you think that these are actual roots, like in the ground? Or do you think it's like that old movie called Roots?
I hope not.
No. Is that what he said?
I hope not.
Is that what he said for real? Is that what Dawson said? Was that
Dawson was saying he was talking about the roots in the ground and whatever, and that's what he was talking about.
That's not what I said, you douche.
Hey, damn it, Dawson! You got to be on the show in order to have conversation with us. You wait till Thursday. Thank you.
Yes.
So what was the thing about the roots? What did he say?
I don't know. It was very forgettable. It was something about the roots of the nightmare sequence took shape from the Man of Steel sequence or something, because it was built upon the skulls of a root canal. There you go.
That root canal, and Q was a dentist, so he would
He's
know.
a dentist.
It's the root canal.
See, okay.
Maybe I think I know what it was. I think I know what it was. I think Dawson probably has a root canal coming up, and that's what he was thinking about. So he's like, is it the root or is it the canal?
Did you see what he said?
Yeah, I did. I sent him a link in the group chat, so it's up to him. It's up to him to take that next step.
He wants to come on and fight you for 5 minutes.
It's like, I would, gosh darn it, but I'm really too tired.
I know. You know what? I just got off work and I'm spent.
I still haven't gotten a thumbnail.
Savage, man. He's not even here. You guys are making fun of him.
Here, I even saved your personal account too. So you want to jump on? There's no reason.
Allie, you know us.
Oh, and there it is.
You don't have to be here.
Roots in the
Creek.
Dawson's Creek.
It all makes sense now. Roots in the Creek. Root Canal. There's so many roots.
Baby roots.
Okay, so before we move forward, let's say, look, I want to get to the bottom of this. I want to know what he's talking about with roots, because I missed that. So I want to get. Maybe I was in and wasn't listening. All right, here we go. Here is Dawson.
I heard you communist bedwetting douches over here talking smack about me, so I'm here to lay the smack down on you.
So what was your
Dawson? And he comes a running.
I'm like a 24-year-old Beetlejuice. You say my name 3 times and I appear. Okay. So
go ahead.
Clearly, someone doesn't watch my videos.
The floor is yours.
So for Ryan's stupid face, I say this. Roots, I compared the root. When I said my video, I said, now when you think of the word roots, you think of either the roots of a tree or the roots of hair, where it originates, where everything starts.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh man, I wasn't even.
How you doing, Allie?
Yeah, I'm doing good, Dawson. How are you?
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you're doing good.
Welcome to the
Roots, like the band.
Nope.
The Roots like the band.
So basically, the lesson here is that if Ryan says anything about what I say, it's never true. Ever.
I'm like 90% of the time, I'm 100% accurate.
Oh man! Why does Prakash think you're high today? He's like, Prakash is like, Dawson, are you high today?
He's all, hey, wow, Dawson swore this is getting serious now.
Well, Dawson just came back from the dentist, so he's high on morphine.
No.
Okay, here we go, you guys. This is getting serious. Let's get to his breakdown. Here we go. All right, Dawson, go. I will not play a clip over you. I promise you.
Famous last words.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So I said that roots are the origins of things and compared it to the roots of a tree, where the tree originates to grow from the ground. And so I thought the scene in Man of Steel was maybe the origin of where the studio started to doubt Zack Snyder, and therefore came the roots of the nightmare that came the Warner Brothers situation with Zack Snyder.
That's what I said.
That is not at all what you said.
That's exactly what I said for
That is not at all what you said.
Get on the show.
That is not at all what you said.
Oh my God.
You made me sound retarded.
I can't be held responsible for how you sound.
No, you can't be responsible for how you represent people.
So I get what you're saying though, because I mean, like this could be the roots of the nightmare in the sense, and that's why you get the the tweet from not that one. You get the tweet from Ohio Dave because this kind of explaining the roots of the nightmare. From which basically once they showed this scene, it's kind of like these were the roots of the nightmare. These are the guys who made this nightmare happen in terms of
like
meddling with the production.
The idea of meddling started to form into their heads.
Yeah, you remember Zack said
meddling. I was talking to I think Anthony about this. They were meddling even in the room pre-production. They were like, "Why does
Kansas?
Yeah, why does he have?
Why can't he be in Chicago?
From Chicago, right? So
you
it
know
was before that, but. And Zach has always said, or Zach was quoted as saying that every movie is a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they meddle, dude. These people meddle from start to finish. They just it's just relentless. I'm sure.
Yeah, I also noticed that when Zach tweeted that out, the roots of the nightmare with that one picture, he didn't spell it with the K. As we all think about the nightmare sequence, he spelled it with an N.
Did you notice that too, Dawson?
I didn't notice that part, but that's good pickup from Anthony.
Yeah. Because when I screenshot it and then I tweeted it out, and I was noticing when I was tweeting, I put a hashtag roots of the nightmare. And I was like, wait a minute, Zach didn't use a K. Like this is, you know.
Did he use a punctuation?
Oh Jesus!
By the way, Reese, I don't handle air conditioning coolant, so your theory of me being high on that is not correct.
Yeah, but
that's a good point. He didn't use the K.
True,
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, like this was,
we have had a revelation.
We've had a revelation. I guess it's more like the first nightmare version. How many deaths Soups will cause under the anti-life? I mean, that's one way to look at it. But I think what he was trying to say. I think this is what he was trying to say, and I think this is why.
Zach has those dual meanings, so
exactly, it has multiple meanings.
Yeah.
Cryptic, exactly. But I think that Ohio Dave putting that out there also says, hey, he probably also meant this too as well, without having to say that. So big thanks to Ohio Dave for summing that up for us who don't always pick up on all the details that Zach can put out there. Now. There was another article that came out today, and this was a tweet. And now this one.
Well, anyway, I gotta go.
I will try to suck him in.
I have to go on. I just had to go on.
Next topic.
Let's go.
No. I can tell you what Dawson's going to say on the next topic.
Oh dear, no!
What's he gonna say?
Don't do this to me.
We'll have to wait until he leaves.
Oh my. Well, seeing as you have to go, Dawson, thank you so much for stopping by and clarifying your comment, because I think it makes a lot of sense.
Thank you.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
It does.
Thank you.